Hello, this is Monster Crabs back again with another video. This time we're talking about my project called The White Wolf, based off Vicar Amelia from the video game Bloodborne. Going over the color scheme, it's almost completely white. It has gold eyes right here, brown antlers, and then it has a mouth, which is red on the inside. There's no tongue, but it has a bit of a, I use red felt here to make a bit of a gums, and then it has a mouth like that, and then it has clear claws, and same thing with the teeth. In the back here, it also is clear, and as you can see, it's covered mostly with these white felt pieces that look like egg noodles, and they go all across the body here. So for the most part, they're bound at the spine here. They go all the way down. And then the tail here, they're just wrapped around the tail. See here? And flipping it over, by about the time I got to the underside, I was finishing up and I just wanted to be done with it, so I didn't go too overboard here. In the game, the character model has cloth and whatnot, has a blindfold on. I didn't want to mess with that. I just wanted to do the long hair design, so I just borrowed that and the color scheme. As for the structure of the creature, so it mainly uses, this is an example here, but it uses the double triangle design. So there's a wire running all the way through the spine here, and a little bit to the tail. But inside here is a triangle, and then a bit of spine, and then another triangle right here. This is a design I use pretty often because it makes it easy to map out the body plan. And then you have, the spine is here, and then the inside, this is probably my favorite part of the craft, you have this jaw here. You have two triangles, so it would go across here, and then it would come this way. And the opposite side is the same thing. You can't really see it, but it's got a similar, it's the same shape, and they meet in the middle here. The two triangles come this way. They meet, let's see, right about here. And just from feeling the neck here, it looks like there's another strand of wire right here, and then right here on the side. I bet it's support, because this is older wire. It's not quite as strong as what I use right now. And actually, the head was so heavy because of the pipe clearing wire in here, I had to go back and reinforce the head. So if you can see that, but here's the beginning of a wire, and it goes all the way down to right about here, and here's the end of it, where I just folded it and it went all the way up. Next, I'll have to talk about the structure of the arms and the legs here. So this is a design that wasn't used in Megaguirus, it was made later, where the wire goes in a straight line here, and then there's a circle here, and a circle here. And what that does is it restricts movement in those areas. So the only places that can move would be the shoulder here, the elbow, which is a joint, and then what would be the wrist right here. So when you go to fold it, it does this. Instead of folding, bending whichever way, it bends at a controlled point, like that. Same thing with the legs here. There's a small bit of wire right here, but it works the same way, where it bends only at where I want it to, which in this case would be an elbow. It will only bend at the selected point, which would right here be a knee. So, just like the arm. Going to posability, and the jaw here is full range of motion of the mouth, which I get in the camera pretty well. This bottom moves a bit more than the top does, a bit more restricted, but it opens and closes, so you get a nice, I don't know if you can hear that noise, it's a very nice complete sound. It opens and closes, and the teeth aren't aligned perfectly, but it does close up pretty well. That's something that I was pretty happy with how this turned out, especially with the inner mouth design there. So we have a lot of red here, but I just like the way the white came across here. Because first the teeth were made, and then they were wrapped around with white. So first the teeth were made, and they were wrapped around with white. So that's why the red came first here, and then the white was overlapped to secure the teeth. Talking about posability, part 3. The range of motion of the neck, since it was reinforced, isn't crazy. I mean, it's pretty good. But I definitely can feel this added bit of wire right here move with the neck because it's not securely attached to the chest here at all. And the chest, see, or I'm sorry, the main body here moves pretty well here. Up and down. The back moves okay, but I don't want to push it too hard. And then you have the arms, full posability here, selective movement, but they do hold the body pretty well. See here, you can sit pretty well. And then the tail is just a single strand of wire, so it's full posability, as you'd imagine. It's kind of like a pom-pom. Now, as to why I made this, I wanted to try this long hair design, because pipe cleaner doesn't work very well like that, because it doesn't flow like something like felt. So I cut up pieces of felt like this, and I sewed in each individual piece. And I had to keep them a bit wide like this, so I had enough, I guess, surface to sew into the main structure here. I would never do this again, just because of how long it took to sew these all in. And these can be ripped right out. These are not strong at all, like a pipe cleaner. Like I could just rip it, it will break right here, it will just come apart because it's such a thin piece of felt. So I'm glad I did it once, but I don't think I'd ever try this again. Definitely not for a full body, maybe for a hair piece, which I've done that later on. That'd be acceptable, but this isn't great. So it's all the way around the back there, and there's a bit right here. And you're wondering what these yellow pieces are. This is foam. So inside of these, inside the wire frame is foam, just to give a little bit of push to the outside against the pipe cleaner that's going to be surrounding it and give it that shape. Just help me out, fill it in. So there's a couple of spots where it's showing. I don't care too much to fill these in. Like right there. This across the chest. A lot in the leg right here. But honestly, it doesn't bother me too much. Mainly just want to get the design. I'm pretty happy with how the face shape came out. The structural integrity is pretty good. It can stand up pretty alright. This came out looking alright, about as good as I think it can do, as far as I know how. Ears aren't even here, but I really don't mind. I should be posting pictures now on the screen as to poses it can do. Let's give a better look at it. So that's the white wolf. Thank you for watching. I'll be posting something again at some point in the future. Thanks.